Wonders of mankind during the Industrial Revolution.
The capabilities, the advancements are in no way contrived by original thought. We are not capable without some sort of outside help.
Is it possible that Glenn is responsible for groundbreaking innovations from the Industrial Revolution?
He opened a window so Tesla's mind could capture the machines of the future, allowing the man to reverse engineer everything in our relative past.
Is it possible that Glenn has influenced scientists like Tesla? If so, what did he show them? Who else has he helped?
We found Glenn working alongside 3 different men of the Industrial Revolution, terrific minds who have shaped the foundation of modern-day civilization.
An E02 employee finds a photo of their coworker from over 150 years ago.
I opened the article, and there was Glenn.
But Glenn is only 27 years old. The photos you're about to see evidence of time travel?
He looks like he's texting on a phone.
Is texting responsible? Is it possible that Glenn has traveled across time? Why is he here? Is he working for a text messaging company for a reason?
Glenn's been a little sketchy lately. We keep exchanging this weird eye contact where it's like he wants to say something, but then he looks away, except he doesn't look away. He keeps looking at me, staring into my soul.
I followed Glenn last night. Not proud of it, but I had to know. I swear he has a weird obsession with lemon wedges because he was standing on the front porch the whole night with one in his water. First, he was handing out lemon wedges, and now this. What's the deal with him and lemons?
The first clue we had that Glenn had some sort of involvement in the Industrial Revolution happened right here at the office.
So I was watching this documentary last night about Nikola Tesla, and apparently he was building a bunch of...
Are you talking about Tesla? He's a cool guy.
In that moment, I knew what I had to do. I knew the truth was out there, and when Glenn said those words, I needed to get to the library. A field full of answers where I was back on the hunt. So I just got back from the library, and guess what I found? 2 dudes, a couple of electric bolts, look a little closer, and... Nikola Tesla was responsible for alternating current, the global standard for power transmission. And that was just one of his many grand ideas that, due to lack of funding, he could never quite complete. Or so they say.
But now that we're looking at this, what if Tesla was just the spokesperson for all these elaborate innovations and ideas? What if the whole time, Glenn was the man behind the curtain?
Could it be true that the man in this picture is in fact Glenn? And is it possible that Glenn gave Nikola Tesla the ideas and understanding of such complex theories and machines?
But Tesla wasn't the only scientist Glenn was helping. Take a look at this picture. Here, we have Thomas Edison, the light bulb guy. Here he is cooking up some new ideas, got all his jars laid out, and there's Glenn.
It's funny because Tesla and Edison were actually rivals, competing against one another. Glenn here was playing both of them. Typical.
Just look at his face. So conniving.
Could it be that Glenn traded secrets, acting as a double agent? Or is it possible that he helped both Tesla and Edison create a time machine in a collaborative underground effort?
During this time period, Glenn seems pretty sure of himself. Just look at this picture that Justin dug up.
He's got his top hat, the cane, the suit. I call this one Monopoly Glenn, tycoon of time traveling.
Oh, hey, Justin.
What are you wearing?
What are you talking about?
On your head. the hat.
Oh, yeah. I actually just found this on the table over there.
So you took it?
Yeah, it was just sitting there.
Glenn, you can't just take someone's hat, man. Like,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
just get the elevator. Come on.
Who does he think he is doing that at work?
You can't just steal someone's hat, you know?
Wait, what?
Like, he stole someone's top hat, like right out. Wait, he was time traveling.
Where'd I find the top hat? It was just sitting on the chair. It was on the table. Yeah, it was on that table.
The mounting evidence has made us even more suspicious of Glenn.
So we decided to watch him a little more closely throughout the day, so that we could try and catch when he does time travel.
So how are you able to do your job?
Well, I'd say we're a little behind schedule now that we're, stalking Glenn.
Still manages to slip by though. Wonder why.
Yeah, I really like it here. Everyone seems to like me. Justin and Taylor, they're always asking me questions like, where am I going? What am I doing? I've even found them following me sometimes. Come on guys, I'm not that cool.
Right there, he laughs it off, and that is driving me insane.
To make this even better, you ever heard of Alexander Graham Bell? You know, telephone guy? Who best work beside him? Engineers? Scientists?
Glenn. A mustache. Really? How incognito of you, Glenn. Everyone sees you.
I don't think he cares, Justin. Look at his face. He's looking at the camera. Glenn's connection with Alexander Graham Bell is crucial for our case. The man invented the telephone. Glenn uses a phone to time travel. You don't have to be Tesla to figure out this one.
Is it possible that Glenn passed on the technology to create the first phone? If so, why did he choose this moment in time?
Considering the time frame, when you tie everything together, you've got Bell with the phone, Edison with the telegraph, Tesla with his work on alternating current, and his additional work on wireless communication. Now when you take a look at all three of these together, you start to get the components necessary for texting, time, travel.
But out of all of them, who do you think came close to recreating the very technology that Glenn carried in his pocket?
Tesla was rumored to have been working on a time machine. Now when people hear time machine, they think gigantic, huge contraption. But what if it wasn't? What if it was so small that it was undetectable?
In 1926, Nikola Tesla described something oddly familiar. He said, and I quote, "When wireless is perfectly applied, the whole Earth will be converted into a huge brain," which in fact it is, all things being particles of a real and rhythmic whole. We shall be able to communicate with one another instantly, irrespective of distance. Not only this, but through television and telephony we shall see and hear one another as perfectly as though we were face to face, despite intervening distances of thousands of miles. And the instruments through which we shall be able to do all of this will fit in our vest pockets.
Most who see this will think that he's just describing this, a mobile phone. But we know the truth, and what we've uncovered is that not only is he describing a mobile phone, he's theorizing text message time travel.
Could it be true that Nikola Tesla discovered texting time travel? Could there be a reason as to why he never announced the discovery?
Tesla was a brilliant thinker. He understood that the power of time is not something that should be harnessed by the likes of humans. So, when Glenn gave him the technology, the only responsible thing he could do was destroy it. That's what Glenn doesn't want you to know.
And again, that's why you guys are here. Because it's time to know the truth.
It's time to share the truth. The people deserve to know.
After seeing all of the evidence, could it be true that Glenn is in fact a time traveler? Is he responsible for the making of such machines? What effect could it have on our civilization?
That's why Glenn is at E02 developing the code. He created a ripple effect all those years ago so he could rebuild the machine in a time when technology would allow it. But should we allow ourselves to control such power? It's a question I can't answer, because a man only becomes one of two things when he has access to unlimited power: a saint or a monster. Which is he?
Stay tuned for episode 3, where we'll uncover perhaps the beginning of Glenn's past.